Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we will discuss about another example for head command, where we will see how we can utilize the head command in order to fetch the top n number of rows from a file, but in this case, we are going to use multiple files. In the previous session, we discussed the head command. We discussed like how we can fetch the top n number of rows from one file, right? Okay, but this time we will use multiple files. And one of our previous session we discussed like process to append or store the data as a output into a file, right? So same thing we will also see here, like how we can utilize head command for multiple files, and then for those file how we can store the output in another file. Clear? So this is our task for today's session. Now, how we are going to proceed with this session? First of all, I'll tell you how. First of all, I'll tell you what all files we are going to use as a demo, because before we start the discussion, the actual command, we should know what all data has been stored into our file. Okay. So just for the demo purpose, what we will do, we will take only two files, and from those two files we will fetch top three records or top two record. It is totally depend on our requirement. Let's say if you want to fetch top three record, then you can simply use n as a 3. Otherwise you can put n as a 2. And if you are not providing the value for n, that means it will by default pick the top 10 records from the file. Clear? So firstly, I'll show you all the files that we are going to use for the demo purpose, and then later I'll show you some practical things with the commands. We will use the Qshell in order to perform some operations. Once everything is clear, then we will discuss the last process, which is to discuss like how we can use clle program in order to use head command to print the order to use head command with multiple files. Okay, so yeah, let's start with the session. Firstly, we need to write here work lnk. Now what is work lnk? Work lnk means work with link. This command will open this work with link screen, where it shows us the home directory. So in my case, the default directory is /home/Sharmit, and if your username, let's say if your username is abc, so in that case your default library would be /home/abc. Okay, so from this library, from this location, we are going to use two files for the demo. Now I'll scroll it down. Here you can see we have the file abcd.txt. Okay, so this is my file abcd.txt. So first file we will use this. From this file, just assume a scenario that someone has asked you for a particular task, that fetch the top 3 records from this file. So this is the first file. We will fetch only top 3 records, which include testing data, core and directory 1. Then another thing is to fetch the another 3 record from different file. So in that case we will use abc.txt. Now remaining 3 record we want to fetch from here. Okay, so requirement is clear. We have two files, and from both the files we would like to fetch top 3 records using head command. Okay, so let's start with the practical thing. For this example, I'm copying this path because I'm gonna use this on my Qshell screen. From here you can simply write Qshell and then hit enter. Here you can simply write head, because firstly I'll show you how we are doing right now, then we will see the advantage of using head command with multiple files. So here I will write n as a 3. In place of n you can write 3, because we want to fetch top 3 record. Then you can provide your path. So my path for this file is /home/sharmit/abc.txt. So if I hit enter at this moment, it will show me the top 3 record from this file, but we have already executed one command. Now in order to fetch the next 3 record from the second file, what we are doing right now, we are writing head, then space -3, then path of your file, which is /home/sharmit and abcd.txt. So if I hit enter, now you can see it is printing the top 3 records from second file. But again we have run another query. So this is not the best approach, right? Because every time if you want to fetch three records from each, there are, let's say if there are 50 files from which we want to fetch top 3 records, right? So in that case it is not a feasible solution. So what is feasible solution? For that you can simply use head command for multiple files at a time. So for that simply write head space -3, then space, then your first file path, let's say /home/sharmit/abc.txt, then space, second file which is /home/sharmit/abcd.txt, and then simply hit enter. Once you hit enter, it will show you the output of both the files, and this is the header which shows that these 3 records are coming from abc.txt. Then we have another header, and these 3 records has been coming from the abcd.txt. So now you can see this is the best way to fetch multiple record, top n number of record from multiple file with just one single command. So we are using just single command, we are not repeating it every time, right? Fine. Now let's say if I want to print this abcd data first, then in that case you can simply replace your location from here to here. So here I'll write this and enter. So you can see right now it is firstly printing the abcd record, and then it is showing the abc.txt record. Now another question, will it be possible to store this output as a file? Yes, you can. So for that you just need to write head -3, then a space, your first file name, first file path. Always put path, otherwise it will look for the default location, but I always recommend to put path, then space, and then your second file path. And after that, in order to store the output, you can simply write right angular bracket, then space, and your file name where you want to store the output. So this time I'm not providing path because this file I want to create on my default type location, which is /home/sharmit. So just write /abb.txt and then simply hit enter. After hitting enter, you can see this command has been executed successfully. So you can use simple cat command to display the output /abb.txt. On pressing enter, it will show you the output like this. So it is showing the record, top 3 record from both the files. Clear? Fine. So I think we are good with this. Now next thing is like, will it be possible to append the data? Yes, you can append. For that you just need to write here double angular bracket and then simply hit enter. On pressing enter, you can see this time it will show you the repeated record because this data is now appended to the previous one, and it will not clear the previous data. Okay, appending means it will write the data in the after the old data. So you can see it is repeating the data because it is appended. Okay, so yeah, these are the all steps that you can perform for multiple files. Now I'll quickly show you how we can use the cl program in order to run the same command. So for that you just need to write dcl, take f4 to declare the variable, write variable name, type, storage and length. After that write chgvar, provide your command variable name, then head space -2, the actual command, then file name. Here I'm not providing path because just for the demo purpose I am directly picking it from the default location, because if you are not providing path it will look for your default location which I have already shown you, work link home directory, right, /home/sharmit. So it will automatically look from there. So I just wrote the both file names and then we are good with this. And then you can write strqsh to provide your variable name which you want to execute. So I'm providing it as command. Okay, so yeah, we are ready with the program. So it's time to compile and see the output and call this. So you can see it is printing the required output. So this is the data which is coming from by combining the data from both the files, and we have provided the -2. I guess that's why it is showing us top 2 records. Yes, -2 is there. Okay, there is no need to put this plus because if you take f4 then by default automatically it will take plus. So you just need to write here chgrpgle, then provide your command, full command here, and on pressing enter it will automatically add this plus sign. Okay, so yeah, these are the all steps which we need to perform in order to deal with the multiple files with head command. I hope it is clear to all of you. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.